It's a simple life. If you want to achieve something, your focus should be on achieving your goal for 24 hours. But this happens very rarely, that we can keep our full attention on one place or topic for more time. And that's basic human nature. And there are only a select few who have mastered this skill, but to be successful in life, it is very important to completely shut down negative thoughts and concentrate your energy and effort on productive thoughts. Today in the Books Club, we will discuss William Walker Atkinson's book, The Power of Concentration, which will help you get a special grip on your duties and responsibilities. The author has shared some of these tips. Anyone can apply in their life. How important it is to stay focused, to strengthen mental capacity, both personal and professional, and to live a disciplined life. And that's the highlight of this book, and if you want to take full advantage of this offer. So take a break at the end of each episode and ask yourself just 2 questions. What did I learn and how can I use this idea to my advantage? And this has to be done with a powerful focus, without any distractions. Only then you will be able to understand the trick of getting concentration. Our mind is divided into 2 parts. One part motivates us to move forward. At the same time, the other is trying to pull us back, and both sides want to have complete control over our mind. At this point, something comes up. That is our willpower, which helps us to focus on our efforts by choosing a side. With the right training, everyone can be successful, but the author has once again pointed out the reality. There are countless such people. They have the talent and the ability, but due to lack of guidance, everything goes waste because there comes a turning point in everyone's life from which he makes himself, or distorting it. And only then can we make the right decision, when our goal is fixed and clear. A man who has increased his concentration power by working on himself, so all his accumulated capital is worthless. Because even if he loses all the money for a moment, the dedication within him will motivate him to regain everything. But how do you improve your communication skills? According to the author, for the first few months, we should compare our set expectations by monitoring our own progress. If we see a shortage, so it is important to know the reason behind it. And then we have to fix a time period in which we can make improvements again. You will work towards your goals and achieve them. Luck or miracle, these things are just bookish things. Whatever you get in real life is the result of people's efforts, and this golden opportunity is not made available. By giving your hard work and focused attention, if our emotions, actions, thoughts and habits are not in control. So the only reason is lack of concentration, and this is the identity of a weakly trained mind. So if you are not able to concentrate, so it is the gift of your emotional and impulse mind. To do that, we need to control our emotions. Like overthinking on short time, huge hatred in mind for someone, anxiety, extra. These things weaken our concentration. A lot of people believe that self-isolation means keeping yourself away from people, things and situations can increase concentration. But we should not forget that we become a victim of negativity quickly when we are alone. That's what gives us energy, and we lose focus. That is why, if we have to master the skills of concentration, so you have to strengthen your mental strength, which will make it easier to put all your attention and effort on any problem. For this, some physical exercises, like deep controlled breathing, concentrated listening, should be followed. It is natural to raise this question in the mind of a person with low self-confidence. How can we achieve anything if we just want it? But according to the author, concentration makes it possible to achieve anything. We can fulfill our desires by concentrating the hidden strength in the right place. For this, we have to set our goals. We have to make a mental picture of how exactly we want to fulfill that thing. And you have to maintain your focus and dedication until it is completed. It's easy to start things, but more than half of them are missing the point, or they already have a fear of failure. To deal with this, the author has asked to follow a rule. Whenever a barrier comes, we should recall that I have only 2 options. Either I will find a way or I will make a new way. But we should not waste our mental power and energy in fulfilling every wish and focus only on those things which will make our life more satisfying. To get overall permanent and fruitful results, we have to awaken the internal force hidden in our soul, which will make it possible to break your concentration. This is very helpful in making business-related decisions. The second thing that the author has highlighted, that's the power of thought. He took an exam for it, A prisoner serving a life sentence was given an offer to be part of an experiment in exchange for his freedom. The purpose of the experiment was to know how much a person can live even after blood loss. A slight cut was going to be made on that prisoner before. A slight cut was to be made on the prisoner's leg, from which there would be no blood. But this was not reported to the prisoner, and he was locked up in a dark room. He was left alone after the attack. There was water in the pipeline in the room. Due to the darkness, the prisoner continued to feel that the sound of the drop was of blood coming out of his feet, which created fear in him, and the next morning he died due to mental fear. Therefore, if we focus on our positive thoughts, our attitude will become positive, and it will be easy to control our thoughts. There is a spiritual power attached to our thoughts, which allows us to attract good or bad things towards us. To stay motivated, it is very important to have a good company, and the way we think, people will become a part of our group. In today's time, our biggest weakness has become to rush things. That is why concentration is the need of the hour, and it should be considered an important skill to get a successful life. In this audiobook, we will discuss how to think to be successful. The power to attract and rule real success is already within all of us, and if we are still unaware of it, then these barriers were created by our mind. We have unlimited thinking power, which we can use at any time and in any way we want. Whatever human beings have evolved from a basic atom structure today, it is all due to their thinking power. As you move towards evolution, your desires will grow, and they won't stop until you achieve perfection. The moment we understand that with deep concentration, we can tap the supreme power, we can remove our limitations, and at the same time, throw out all the destructive and negative thoughts that prevent us from thinking openly. So our self-confidence will reach the peak. Where there is a will, there is a way. This highlights the importance of our willpower. The more we develop it, the higher it will take us. With our will, we can control the mind in such a way that our mood will change according to our will, not because of the situation. To learn the skill of concentration, we first have to start doing small tasks with full focus. Only then will we be able to achieve bigger goals. We have to train ourselves to monitor and control our actions. So the question arises, how to increase the desire to do something within ourselves. The first step is to reduce the time taken to take a decision. The longer we wait, the risk of letting the opportunity slip out of hand will increase. We have to learn quick decision-making skills because avoidance is the hallmark of our weak concentration. In the end, the author has advised that we should take any decision in the state of mind and not by being influenced by our temper, because during this time, our concentration is the weakest. Our mental attitude influences many things, such as our facial expressions, actions, physical conditions, and way of life. This has developed a term, mental demand, which is very useful in increasing concentration. Mental demand is such a power by which we can get control over our mind and make it possible. This is the central concentration point of our mind, where focusing increases your ability 10 times. If we develop this skill fully with hard work and practice, so our concentration will become unbreakable. To get clear vision and achieve anything, it is very important to know and understand our own potential. Mental demand is a power that we cannot see or touch, but can feel inside us. It can be used for free, but no one else can activate it for you. Whenever you are in confusion or doubt, this force will guide you. It will give you courage in fear and keep you motivated always. The author has said that a well-concentrated person is of a very stable nature, and these three are stability, emotional, mental, and physical. Until our mind is calm, it is impossible to concentrate. That is why, whenever we see our stability wavering, we should close our eyes, take a deep breath, and ask ourselves to just calm down. At the same time, we can change our habits with concentration, especially for bad habits, such as thoughts that downgrade themselves, the habit of complaining, and much more. Sometimes there are people who are so obsessed with their work for 24 hours, whether they are in the movie theater or in the temple. Business is always on their mind. That is why the author has suggested to control our concentration, so that our mind absorbs the things that are necessary for us at that time. Because of this, concentration motivates us to do smart work, not hard work. It is our habits that make or break us, which is why it has been considered both the greatest friend and enemy of concentration. We should give up such habits, which are weakening our concentration. The power of habit is a force that controls more than half of our decisions and actions, even when we don't want to. But how do you make it a habit? When we do a thing in the same way many times, it becomes a habit to do it in the same way, and the more we repeat it, the stronger our habit will be, and it will become a part of our nature. But we can get out of our habit. For this, we have to increase our concentration power. Human is called the creator of habit because we just keep doing any work in repeat mode by bringing minor changes in our old personality. The author explained the two-rule method of eliminating habits. First, we have to make our willpower strong for what we have to do. And second, we have to work exactly opposite to that habit. That is, replacing one habit with another. The second thing that the author has said is that our desires force us to take any action, and as we fulfill them, our thinking and dreams will grow. And this is what makes us successful in our professional life. If we want to be the best in our business or work, we have to concentrate our knowledge and skills in one place. Giving the credit of success or failure of any business to luck is the biggest foolishness, because only well-focused effort can give you good results. But the question is, how do we do that? We should not forget that what others can do is also possible for us, or we can work better than them. Just for this, we have to keep the desire to succeed in our mind and love our dreams. We must trust our own opinions and decisions because self-doubt prevents us from concentrating. We should always remind ourselves that whatever we are doing is the result of our mental action, which means we can easily control it. Courage acts like a backbone for a person, which increases our confidence and makes us ready to face every situation. At the same time, lack of courage creates financial, mental, and moral problems, because whenever a problem arises, cowardly people try to find excuses to run away from it instead of turning the situation in their favor. Such people attract failure in their life even if they do not want to, and later put all the blame on their luck. It is not necessary to take a bold step to show courage, but having a strong desire to achieve anything is also a proof of having courage in us. Having such bold thinking automatically changes the situation in our favor. We should not give place to fearful thoughts in our mind, and whenever we start doubting ourselves, we should remember that if we have the courage to take a step, we can also handle the consequences of that decision. At the same time, we should not allow ourselves to be swayed by the opinions of others, because no one has the right to tell you what you can or cannot do. The truth is, we can't know our capability until we test it ourselves. There is another pertinent issue, depression, which is very common in today's youth. The author highlighted the importance of concentration to fight it. We should focus on good and positive things and not focus on things that are out of our control. Secondly, the end goal of every human being is to get wealth, because this is the basic need for our survival. We can earn wealth in both right and wrong ways, but it's our personality that makes us who we are. To become wealthy, it is very important to work smart, and for this, we have to concentrate our efforts on limited things. Many people believe that we can make money from them only if we have money in advance. But this thinking is absolutely wrong. It is more important to identify a suitable investment opportunity than getting an investment because you will also get money by taking a loan from a bank or a loan person. But when, where, and how to invest that money, this decision is the most crucial. Lastly, the author has taken an example and said that the mere presence of petrol in the engine does not start the car, unless a spark is applied to that petrol. In the same way, our inner hope, self-confidence, and determination to do something acts as a spark, and we start working on our goals. In this last chapter, the author summarized all the benefits of concentration. He wants to remind the readers that whoever has not discovered this power within himself and increased it will always live a life of failure. We have to focus on what we want to do until it becomes a habit in our lifestyle. Most of the time, a task is not as difficult to think about when we start it. In the same way, it is very difficult to concentrate on things in the beginning and avoid distractions. But with time, you will see the results. Our determination and willpower, these two qualities, decide the depth of our concentration. Just as we can control the movement of our body parts, we can also focus our mind and the thoughts coming into it in one place. For this, the author has asked to try an experiment. Before we go to bed tonight, we need to talk about a few things. How and for how long will my thoughts remain in my mind? From now on, I will delete it. There is no place for negative thoughts in me, and my willpower is no less than anyone. Before you get up in the morning and go to work, you have to say this same thing once more. By continuing it for a month, we will see that our self-image and self-confidence have started increasing. Sometimes when we are stuck in a tough situation, we show such bravery, which we do not even know ourselves at first. That is why we should not forget that this courage and determination is present in us 24 hours a day, which is just too late to do the right thing. Lastly, the author gave some instructions so that our concentration can be increased. First of all, we should read inspirational books so that superior thoughts start forming in our mind, and we should try to understand the hidden lessons by concentrating on every single line. Secondly, while working, our entire focus should be on the task at hand, and distractions such as gossip with mobile phones or calls should be avoided. At the same time, before starting any conversation, we should put ourselves in a study posture and speak slowly and thoughtfully. Self-study can also be helpful. We can enhance our personality by knowing our weak and strong points and then working on them. And we should always remember that if not today, then tomorrow, we have to leave this world, and what will we take with us at that time? The answer to this question will help us to concentrate on the important things, and we will be able to stop our efforts from going waste. If you like this audiobook, leave a comment.